Hello everybody and welcome back, and right now in this video we will start off by coding our brute forcer for the SSH. Now in the previous videos we managed to code the SSH login program, which will just perform the login process onto the SSH on a certain target, and it will try to execute some of the commands. We noticed that we cannot execute the cat@c shadow command on the target system since we didn't log in into the root account. But if you, for example, find out the root passwords for some target and manage to log in, you will be able to execute the cat@c shadow command and get the root hashed password. But right now, let's see what we can do in order to make this program a brute forcer instead of just a simple login program. So let's see first of all what we don't need to change in this program in order to make it. We know that the connect function will always be the same, so we can just copy this function. Let me just copy it. Since we don't really need to change anything right here for now, maybe there will be some minor changes to this, but maybe not even that. So for now, let us just nano brute ssh.py. We'll add our standard line, which is user bin python. And what we want to do is first of all import the same library as in the previous video, so pexpect, and basically just paste the function, which is the connect function. Now the reason why we are just using this function is because this connect function will work, it's basically the same for every SSH, so if we don't really want to change it, we only want to use it. We already coded it, so there is really no point in us coding it once again. So all we have to do right now is code our main function, which will actually take the brute forcing process. So let us code it def main. We code our main function. We will select the host to be raw input, so we will prompt the users to enter the host IP address. So 192.168.1, oops, not that, enter IP address of target to brute force. We close the double quotes, we close the brackets. We will prompt them for the user. So for example, if they want to brute force the user, they can do that. So let's type here user equals raw input, enter user account you want to brute force. And the password is something that we will actually try with multiple different passwords. So we will need a password file which will contain multiple passwords which we want to use in order to brute force the account. So let us first of all make that file. Since we don't have it, we'll just make a simple nano passwords.txt. And there we will, for the purpose of this tutorial, add the msfadmin as a password, so we actually see that this program will work after we've continued coding it. So in order to do that, let us just type here some random password. So administrator, admin123, password 123, msfadmin, and hello world, for example. So we just leave this on this. We save this. We know that this is the correct password for our metasploitable machine. So let us save this and exit and go back to our brute force SSH. So we prompt the users for the username and the IP address of the host, and all we want to do is open the file. So we will open the file which contains our passwords in order to read from that file and in order to brute force the account with those passwords. So in order to open the file, you just type here any variable. In case I will name it file right now. And to open a file, we use simple open command and then the file name between the quotes. So passwords.txt. We can use single quotes, no need to use double quotes. So this is the name of your file. If you named it the same as I did, so if you named it differently, make sure to specify a different name right here. And all we have to do right now, put a comma and select a mode that we want to use, which in our case is just reading from that file. Right now, what we want to do is actually just make a loop which will go through this password file and read every password line by line. So in order to do that, we can just use for password. So for a single password in our file.readlines, now we used this readlines function before. It basically just reads a single line or a line by line from this file. Now what we want to do for each password is actually try to perform the connect function. So we will use our child once again as a variable equals connect, which is this function right here. And all we have to do is pass this host and user variable and the password variable to the target, or pardon me, to the function. So connect, we want to specify the user since this is the first argument in our function, then the host, and then the password which we read from the password file. So password, and close the brackets. So we will perform this function, and if it manages to connect, we will get the child back. So what we want to do is, if this function works correctly, or everything is executed in this function, we want to actually print that we found the password. Since if it connects correctly, that means that we found the successful password for this account, and we can print that we found that password. So print password found, and we can concat this with the password itself. Now, for example, we can now in the accept make the password not found, so this is the incorrect password, print with the minus, wrong password, and we concat the password to that. So let's see what our program actually does. So it reads the password, it tries to perform the connect function with that password. If it manages to perform that function, that means that we found the password, so we will print password found. In any other case, if it doesn't manage to connect to that target, we will print wrong password, and we will continue to the next password in the passwords.txt file. So let us see what we can do right now. Everything right here should be good. Let's just call the main function in order to check if this will work. So we will just call it like this, save this program. Let's make it an executable, so root SSH, and let's run the program. Enter IP address of target to brute force 192.168.1.6. The user account we want to brute force is the MSF admin. And as we can see, it didn't manage to find the correct password. Now let's see why is that. So let us nano the file. As you can see right here, it said that all of these passwords are wrong passwords, which is not correct. We know that this password right here is correct password, so we might need to do some minor changes to this in order to make it work. First of all, what we want to do is, first of all, to make sure that our passwords are printed out as they should be. So let us print the password. Let me just find where is the, oops, I nano the wrong file. I need to nano the brute force file, so nano brute ssh.py. And for password in file.readlines, we want to just print password. So let us put this all under the hashtag, so we can just print the passwords from now on, so we can actually see what is wrong with this program. It doesn't even matter what the IP address is, so we can just print the passwords, and we can see that the reason could probably be because these passwords have a new line character right after that. So in order to change that, we need to strip the new line character from each of these passwords. As you can see, once it prints them, it leaves an empty space below each password. So let us see how we can fix that. SSH log, oops, once again I nanoed the wrong file. Let us go right here, print the password. For password in file.readlines, we want to make password equals password.strip, and then we will add the new line character, which is the \n. So we strip the password from that new line character, and let's right now save this and try to print once again. 192.168.1.6, which is not really necessary right now. And right now we get the passwords printed out as we should. So let us try to brute force once again and see if it will work right now. All we have to do is hashtag this print password, or we can just delete it. We don't really need to print that. And we want to remove the hashtags from all of these lines. So right now, let us see how this will work. If we run the program once again, we enter the correct IP address, 1.6. We enter the user account, msfadmin, wrong password, and it still didn't manage to find the msfadmin password as a correct password. So that is a problem that I didn't encounter before, but I believe I have a few ideas why is that like this, but I will show that in the next video so we don't waste too much of our time fixing the program. I will just fix it by myself and then I will tell you what the problem was and how we can fix it. So hope you enjoyed this video and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!